Today we're doing my December bullet journal. Come on in, welcome to my home. Today we are doing my December bullet journal. I know, it's hard to believe that it's already time to do the December bullet journal, but it is. And there are a couple things which are interesting about this one. One is, there's a new layout that I'm using, which we'll talk about when I get to it. It is using the rolling to-do list method, which I think I should like. And two, on December 10th, which I'll probably do something about that if I remember, it will be 1 year since I started bullet journaling. And I can honestly say, in that 1 year, it really has helped me. I get things done. I don't forget to do things. It is so much easier. I love bullet journaling. So yeah, now what's going to be also really cool is, I'll explain this later. What I want to do first is take a look at my November bullet journal up to this point. And today is the 18th of November. Yeah, so we'll take a look at that. Alright, let's start on the first day. First page. Our November splash page. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say about this because, well, I don't use this. I keep doing them because it is important to have a page where the month starts, but I don't use this whatsoever. So we can skip this page. There's nothing going on here. Next, we have my habit tracker and my cleaning tracker, which I use, as you can see, all the time. I do love this. The cleaning tracker I really do like. The shorter, smaller cleaning tracker with just the months and then the week of when I do my cleaning, that is super useful. The daily trackers with my all the activities that I need to do or should be doing, once again, also useful. Sleep tracker and water tracker, didn't really like those combined, simply because, I don't know, I mean the yellow was the sleep, water was supposed to be in blue. That did not happen that way. Because what happens when I drink my water is I'll cross off the cups of water that I drank, and it would have just been sort of awkward. So I ended up doing it this way. I'm going to change that. Mood tracker is nice, but I really want something a little bit more exciting. Bunch of dots. Dots are dots. Then, here's where it gets fun. We literally are up to today, which is the 18th. As you can see, my Instagram tracker, social media tracker, use this all the time, except for the day that I skipped, but I did get it done. Gratitude. I did not use this. I had every great intention of writing down something nice, and even though I knew I was recording this today, I still did not go back and do something in this, so yeah, I probably should have, but I didn't. I feel bad about that, but it's just something which I didn't do. Now we are on my weeklies. The first week of November. Okay, this is where this gets interesting because you see a lot of things which get repeated. And I don't use all the space, but a lot of this just gets repeated, and I'm going to change that up. This I actually used quite a lot to see what's coming up on the week. Did not use the journal part, even though I knew I should have, but I just didn't, but I will. Then we have the very next week, which is, of course, just a repeat of the same thing. Not much decoration going on here, which I'm absolutely okay with. This week, this is where we are so far. So yeah, this is really nice. I am loving this, and of course, next week's is coming up. And then I have what you probably won't have. This is just my this is just my way of keeping track of what music I use in my faster YouTube videos. My November bullet journal is working pretty good so far. I mean, I'll admit, I do not understand why I can't do, like, the gratitude page. I just don't do it. So I'm going to leave that out. And I still don't use that cover page for any reason. so that's going to go. But that's going to stay because I need that to delineate, hey, this is a new month when I flip through my bullet journals, as the months go on. But it's now time to start for my December bullet journal. Let's get that going. Alright, we are starting off with our splash page. The thing to remember about this splash page is I know up front I will never see this splash page again. I just don't use it for the month, unless there's something really, really special, but most of the time I just don't use it. Instead, what I use it for is it helps me to figure out where the months start. And I do like that. It does set me up so that when I go to try to find the month as I flip back through my bullet journal, I can find that month. I do make a mistake and drew in some extra lines that I didn't really need to draw in there, but that's okay because, hey, it is mine. Also, I do not try to fight the bullet journal this time by trying to draw over the crease. That becomes such an issue. You try to get everything all lined up and straight and everything. Nope, didn't even try it. I work with the crease this time and let that go. So, here we are, we're getting the date, we're getting the month in. It looks pretty good. I'm very happy with this so far. And then I put in January's calendar. January's calendar will be super useful if I ever go back to this, so that way I can see what's coming up in January, what the dates are in January, because you don't always need to know an event, but you might need to know the date, like is the 15th a Monday or whatever. So then we put in our theme, and my theme this year, for this month, for my house and for my bullet journal is the infamous Walking in a Winter Wonderland. I thought it would be a nice little theme to have, and I tried doing it in some decorative writing. I am working on my writing quite a bit, and you will notice that it does improve. Now I'm putting in my trees. The one thing to remember about my trees is I thought I would just do these drawing lines with markers and then use a white gel pen over top of it. Unfortunately, the white gel pen that I had ordered did not come in time, and so I had to use a substitute paint pen for this, and the paint pen did not work. It smudged, which made me sort of unhappy, but I mean, it is my bullet journal. I can live with it. It's not hideously bad, so I'm okay with that. So then I put in a few red dots, and we have our Winter Wonderland trees. And we'll never see this again, so it's okay. Now it's time to do my tracker. This is my habit and cleaning tracker. On the right-hand side is the cleaning tracker part of it, and also the mood trackers on the right-hand side this time, because I did want to spread out my mood tracker versus the last time where I didn't. At the top, we have 3 calendars, which are for the days that I do trash, the days that I do my dishes, and the day that I do my laundry. I can mark that off and let myself know that, yes, those were done. What's interesting about this is I've actually gone back and used this to see, when was the last time I did laundry? When was, did I get the dishes done? And I also mark when the trash goes out, because for the month of November, we have 2 holidays, and so trash is actually delayed 2 days in there, and that can be sometimes hard to remember. I use my bullet journal every day, and so by doing that, I can check on these things and not have to worry about them. I'm using the 0.01 micron to put in the dates, and it really works well, and I'll just cross those off as I come to it. I am enjoying this, and what's going to be really interesting is, like I said before, on December 10th, I will have been doing bullet journaling for a year. I haven't been doing the videos for a year yet. I think that happens in May, but yeah, on December 10th. Now I'm doing my cleaning tracker where I just write down, did I vacuum, did I dust, did I declutter, using my system of X's to say, yes, you vacuumed. And I just do that once a week, so there's only 1 week in there. Now I did notice that I put in an extra week because I put in the last week of December in there, and I hadn't really planned for it. But since there are only X's that are going to appear in those boxes, That really is okay. Now my mood tracker. My mood tracker I've figured out are just going to be trees. What I'll do is I have my happy face at the top and the sad face down at the bottom. The happier I am, the tree will be taller. The worse or worst or whatever, the tree will be smaller. So hopefully we will see a bunch of tall trees in there. On the other side, we have my habit tracker, and this will have all the habits, water, and sleep that I need to do and things that I need to take care of. What I like about this is I can make sure that I get enough water each day, and then I can see how much sleep I'm getting, because on average I'm getting about 6 hours of sleep a night, which is, I guess, pretty good. Then we have all the things that I want to track, from meditation to cardio to my weights that I do. Then I put in the sleep, and in the sleep tracker, even though this is a bad angle, you will notice that I do a little drawing, a little doodle up there of a person in bed and they are sleeping, because I did want to add something, at least a little fun in there if I couldn't add anything else. So from there we go on and we put in the days and the date. The one thing I can tell you from the first time that I did this, I did not mark like some sort of, this is a Monday and I start my week on Monday. So I've marked it with the Monday is then boxed in, or yeah, it's just boxed in. So that way I can look at the calendar and very quickly say, okay, I know, going straight across there where I am without even paying much attention to it. And that does come in handy quite often. Now I'm going back and putting in my code for my vacuuming, decluttering, sweeping, because we have a cleaning, decluttering, vacuuming, or mopping. And those are the things that I do in each room. And it's really sort of simple. Now we're going to go on to the weekly pages. This is what's new, and this is what I'm so super excited about. The weekly pages are going to work out so well. All they are is a rolling weekly. On the left page, you will have the 7 days with a space so that if there's a special event coming up, I can put that in there. And the things with the tasks which are specific to that day, I will put in there, or the tasks that don't repeat. On the right-hand side, I can put in tasks that repeat, or are tasks that don't have a date in there. That's what's known as the rolling weekly, because if the task doesn't have a day assigned to it, it can happen on whatever day, and that's what I'm finding out is important. Make sure that you can get those tasks done, but you don't have to do this on a specific day, and so that is how that works out. I draw a box around this, and we are ready to go. Now, I'm going to repeat this 4 or 5 times, and so instead of making you watch me do this at a slower speed, I'm really going to speed this up so that we can get this done, because this is the part of this which is so important. Getting those, I like to have my weeklies all done for the month, so if there's something really special, I can then add it in there. Usually I don't have to, but it's just something where I don't have to go back and refer to that monthly calendar, and I can see how things are progressing. You'll notice this is where I started noticing that my handwriting is getting better, which made me super happy. We are getting towards the end of this, which that was what amazed me the most, is how quickly this set up. This sets up so fast that I was really surprised that it almost sets itself up. So it's one of those setups that you can do in no time. It doesn't need to be decorative. It really, I think this will really help me along. Now we are on to we have 2 more of these, because I do January 5th, and I get that all done simply because I just wanted it there. And because I do, my cleaning will happen on the 31st, and so that way the cleaning will all be done, and I can mark that off on that week. And if I do something different for January, I will probably change that. But I just did this simply because, hey, I can do this. I'm going to do this, and I really liked the way it looked. I like everything about this. This one so surprised me how well I like this. Now from here we go on to my social media tracker. This way I can make sure that I'm getting all my social media out, and I can see if I've taken the picture, if the picture's all ready, if it's been uploaded, if it's scheduled. All of that can be in there, and it has the days, so that way hopefully I won't miss a day of putting out a social media post. Then finally, we have just my trackers for making sure that I get all my speed videos done, and that's what's important. I want to make sure that all those videos get done. Alright, now we are ready for our flip through. Everything is done. Start off with our splash page. Still had the mistake there. It did not turn out the way I envisioned it, but I'm sure that once I get the white gel pen, I can go in and then make the changes. But like I said, I never ever see these pages because I almost never look at them. Now let's go to our trackers. I still love this tracker setup with the things which I'm supposed to do. Trash is the only one which doesn't have to be done every day, but it helps me to know when we get, because there's a holiday in there, the 25th, which means the trash will actually happen on a different day. Then there is a mistake with this where I somehow managed to squeeze in an extra row that shouldn't have been in there, but we'll work with it. We'll make it work. That is absolutely okay. And that will let me know if I've cleaned an area or if I let that go for the week. And of course, I change my sheets every week. My mood tracker, how high the trees grow, will show you what kind of mood I had for that day. And that will be a lot of fun. More habit trackers. Once again, we just have our my regular habits, my sleep tracker, then I can keep track of the hours that I sleep, and my water tracker, how much water I drink. These have been straightforward. This is the one which is new. This is the one which might not make much sense. Okay, so we have the day, and then I can put in any sort of events that are going to happen or that need to be done on that particular day, and then task, or any sort of that sort of thing I can put here, and then what day I would like to have it done, what day it was actually done. And then this dot here is just like before, where you put a dot in for the task, and if it got completed or not, you cross it off. But let's say I have a task that I'm going to do, and this is using the Alistair method, which is a rolling method. It's a rolling to-do list. So if I tried to do my editing on Monday, and I started on Monday, but it doesn't get finished till Tuesday, I don't have to write it down to do editing and then forward it to the next day. No, I can put it in my to-do list, because a lot of the things which I have to do don't necessarily have to be done on that day. They just need to be done within that week. And it will use my normal key codes and everything, and that's what's really cool about this. You'll see more of this as I go along. If you have questions about this, feel free to ask down in the comments how this is going to work. And of course, this repeats itself, and repeats itself, and repeats itself. But this really is the way I work, where when I have a task, it doesn't necessarily have to be done on a particular date. Now, an event will happen on that date, like Christmas. That's an event. I really can't move that one around. But a task or my to-do list, those can change. And I did do this, which I didn't have to do, because of course by January we'll be in a whole new bullet journal layout, because it'll be January. Alright, so then I have my Instagram page, where yes, I'm going to keep up with Instagram. I do not know what I'm going to put on this. I might start doing more on Facebook. I might not. We will see. But yeah, this might actually become my Patreon post, so that way I know what I'm doing on Patreon, which would actually make a lot of sense. That way I can have everything which I'm going to do on Patreon, because I am going to be doing more. So that will probably be what goes there. Now then, of course, we have my speed layout, so that way I know what music I'm using in the speed videos. And that's it. The incredible thing about this was the fact that laying these out goes super fast, simply because this is all it is. I don't know why I hadn't thought about doing the rolling to-do list, because there have been lots of times where it's been like, I'll make oat milk tonight. Nope, gonna have to make it the next day, but then I'd have to cross it off, In fact, if we go back, did I do one of those in here? Let's see if we have one of those that happened where an event gets crossed off and then has to be migrated. I probably don't this month. Then has to be migrated to another time. Like the closed captioning of the speed video ended up happening at a different time. And that can be sort of annoying. And then you also notice that I have like the social of the faster videos, the community of the home videos, working out, cleaning, and those sort of things. These editing, which happen multiple times in the week, and instead of me having to write them down multiple times in the week, I can just put them on the to-do list and then put a dot underneath each day that it has to be done. It will be that easy. Okay, the December bullet journal is now done. And I think I'm going to love it. That rolling to-do list is going to make everything so much easier. Not having to write down things that I do multiple times in a week that don't necessarily have to have a specific day that they're done, or like I said, multiple times. That will be wonderful, because there's lots of times I need to remember that I need to, get the social out for all of the YouTube videos and the Instagram post and all that stuff. And I keep rewriting those things and rewriting, and this way I can put that down, put the task down, and then do it whenever it needs to be done. No more crossing off task because it should have been done one day and it didn't get done till the next day. This way I will be able to do this, and it's the rolling it's a rolling monthly hybrid, because it was originally supposed to be used for the monthly. However, I am using this for the weekly. We will see how this goes. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I will be posting more about this there. If you want to see other things that I do, I'm going to do more behind the scenes stuff and let you know how things are progressing on Patreon. You can check out my Patreon. There are some things which you will see exclusively there. It is also really cool for you to support the channel, so that way I can do bigger and better things, and I hope that you enjoy this. I'm hoping that you're going to have a happy holiday. Stick with me, because I have a lot of stuff coming up for the holidays. And of course, my theme this holiday is walking in a winter wonderland, and you are going to get to see that coming to like full 3D real world kind of things this year. Well, this month. In fact, really shortly. You're going to get to see that go up, and it will be a lot of fun. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know down what you thought about that down in the comments. I hope I get to see you again next time. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You can share it. Don't forget to subscribe, and check out the other videos on this channel. I love making these videos for you, and I hope I get to see you again next time.